Welcome back, everyone. I was pretty close to doing Rule 9 of 12 Rules for Life today and continuing the series, and I totally plan on continuing and finishing the series. We don't have many more chapters to go in that series. I'll be hitting Rule 9 probably in the next video, and after that we've got 3 more, and we'll be done with the series. So it's been a long time coming. We're going to wrap up the series, but today this is going to be a brief little pause in the series again, and I'm going to talk about something that I think is really important to talk about. Something that's had a pretty drastic impact in my life. It's a habit that I incorporated or implemented into my life, into my daily routine, no more than probably a year ago, and it's journaling. Journaling is probably something you guys have heard about on YouTube, on the internet before. Maybe you have some friends or family members who do journaling pretty regularly in their life. I try to stay pretty consistent with it. I try to journal every day or every other day. Sometimes I go a week without journaling, but I try my best to be pretty consistent because it has a lot of benefits, or at least for me personally, it's had a lot of benefits. So I want to share that with you guys. So I'm going to talk about the way I journal first. I'm sure everyone has different ways, and then I'll talk about the benefits from journaling. So I do it all. I type on a computer. I'm sure writing's probably better for you. You know, I'm in college, and it seems like every professor that I have tells me, like, usually it's at the beginning of the class, the beginning of the semester during like the syllabus day, you know, the introductory stuff, and they always say, guys, you know, if it's one of those classes where you're allowed to use your laptops and stuff, they always say, guys, you know, you can use your laptop, you can type your notes, but I'd really encourage you guys to try writing down your notes because it helps you guys remember what you're learning so you don't have to do as much studying. That's probably right, and they say it's backed by research, but I just hate writing. I hate writing with like pencil and paper or pen and paper. I hate it. I'm so much faster typing. So I do all my journaling on my computer, and I don't really see a difference. I've done some journaling on a pencil and paper before. I haven't really seen a huge difference in how I feel. So anyways, I do it on a computer. You can do it however you want. That's not quite the most important thing about this. What's more important is what you get from it, how you're structuring your journal, what you're doing. So what I do for mine, I'm going to show you guys, tell you guys a general outline of how I journal. So this doesn't have to be in this particular order. This is just the order I'm going to use. But every journaling session that I do, and I usually do it at night. I usually do my journaling at night. I know some people who do it in the morning. For me, what works best is to do it at night, and I'll show you the reason why. So in a normal journaling session, after I write, you know, what day it is, the date, like day of the week and the date, I go into, it's probably broken down to 4 components. So I review my day first, and I write down as much as I can remember from the day. Most importantly, I write down the key points, the highlights of the day, the really big things in the day. But it's also just as important, I would say, to write down the little small things, the little small victories. Because when I say highlights, I mean like the things that I accomplished throughout the day, but I don't want to ignore anything that may have gone wrong in the day, because I think that's cause for pause and reflection and to analyze how you did during those moments. So I always start my journaling sessions, my entries, by reviewing my day and writing down what I did. I just find it, I find the whole process therapeutic. I find everything about journaling pretty therapeutic. So I always start with a review of my day. The next thing I do usually is I go back and do a full causal analysis of the day. And I ask myself things like, what can we do better? You know, what could have we done better today? How can we learn from the mistakes that we made? How can we learn from the ways that we fell short today so we can do better tomorrow? And so that's why I said it's important to talk about the things that you accomplished during your day, definitely. But I would say it's just as important to write down and really analyze the things that you didn't do so well today. Write about the moments that you disappointed yourself. Write about the moments where you fell short of what you were aiming for. and write down and talk to yourself about how you were feeling in those moments. Don't ignore your emotions. If you ask yourself, how was I feeling when that happened? If you got pretty angry or frustrated at yourself, explore those feelings. I think that's one of the multitude of benefits of journaling, is you get to explore yourself, explore your psyche, you get to explore your mind, and explore your feelings and emotions. Ask yourself, I was feeling pretty angry today when this happened. Why? Why did we feel that way? Let's talk about it, Jake. Let's figure out what was going on. So review the days first, and second, I talk about what I could do better. How I missed the mark, how I can learn from it to improve and do better for tomorrow, of course. Because this is a self-improvement channel, of course. Third thing that I do, and I think this is helpful because, we can be very critical of ourselves. You guys have probably heard before that saying that we are our worst critics. And for as much time as we spend throughout the days judging other people, we really judge ourselves the most, and most harshly, than anyone else. Because the reality of it is that everyone else around us is worrying about and judging themselves more than we are. So we are hard on ourselves. I'm hard on myself from time to time. So this next section here, which is the strength section, if you want to call it, the pride section, the accomplishment or achievement section, is really important for that. Because it's good to talk about how you missed the mark and how you can do better tomorrow, but you don't want to be too hard on yourself. You don't want to spend at least this is my opinion, you don't want to spend the entire journal entry beating yourself up the whole time. So this next part is to bolster myself, right? It's to boost my self-esteem and write out and show myself the good things that I did today, the good things that I did for myself, the good things I did for other people. So after the section of mistakes, I can write things like, well, Jake, you may not have done this thing perfectly in the day, but you did, maintain some good discipline. You exercised some self-discipline, and you maintained the consistency and studied for 40 minutes for this one test today. 40 minutes, Jake. You don't usually get 40 minutes. That's pretty good. Something like that. Take it as big as you want or as small as you want. I talked about that in one of my more recent videos. So when I say take it as big or as small as you want, I mean it can be really, really big things. Like if you're in a sport in school, or let's say you score the winning goal or something. Of course, you're going to want to talk about that and how you're proud of yourself. But it can be smaller things. Reduce it as much as you want, and reward yourself. Praise yourself for brushing your teeth, for taking a shower. You can tell yourself things like, I respected myself today by dressing pretty well. I looked pretty good, right? I had a really good outfit on. I got some cologne or some perfume on. I looked really good. I was respecting myself. I was treating myself with respect by dressing nice. Not doing it for other people, I was doing it for myself. And because I dressed nice, I felt better about myself. Because generally I think we all feel better about ourselves and more confident, more self-confident when we wear clothes that we like, clothes that fit us, clothes that empower us, if you want to say it, clothes that we like. So it's things like that, I had a really good outfit today. I ate well today. When I went out with friends, everyone was getting burgers and greasy stuff, and I got a salad or something like that. I'm eating better. I went to the gym today. Despite this other stuff that I didn't do so well today, I went to the gym, right? Or I took care of my hygiene. I studied for this test. I paid this bill. They can be big or small victories, but I think it's important to talk about to yourself. It's important to praise yourself from time to time. Not be so hard on yourself all the time, because I really think we're so hard on ourselves all the time. So that this third section, and again, it doesn't have to be the same order that I do, but usually this is my third section that follows the mistakes section, because I like to boost myself after talking about the ways that I can improve, is by telling myself the things I already did well today. So I think it's very helpful to do that, to pat yourself on the back. I seriously think it is. Last section of the journal entries, I talk about what I'm grateful for. And I think that's very important, to remind myself of the good things that I have in my life. And I would say you can definitely draw parallels from this and the third section of reminding yourself of good things you're doing for yourself, things you're doing well. It's just, I think it's very important. Everyone knows the importance of practicing gratitude in their daily lives. So I would call this the gratitude section, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I sit down and I write things out in my journal, like, I'm grateful for this bed that I sleep on at night. I'm grateful for the roof over my head and the walls of this apartment that I live in. I'm grateful for the clothes in my closet, the clothes that I'm wearing right now. So think about the basic fundamental things like that. Clothes, you've got food, clean water, electricity. You've got a bed to sleep on at night. These are things that not everyone in the world has. Some people in the world may have none of these things, just a few of these things, you know. I think in first world developed countries, like how I live in the United States, we definitely take these things for granted. I'm not the first person to say that. We take these things for granted. We go into these Walmarts, these great superstores, and we see all the shelves are stocked with food, and we can pick up case after case after case of clean, drinkable water. And it's not what some people have in the third world, underdeveloped or developing countries, where they don't have clean water sources. They don't have enough food. You know, they're surviving on maybe a few bowls of rice a day, if that. And then after they get that, they have to share it with their family and their community, you know, because they're trying to help others. You know, we find it weird when there's someone in our friend group who doesn't have the latest iPhone. When these people in these other places in the world, it'd be weird if anyone did have an iPhone. I mean, that would be incredible, but they have other things to focus on, right? You know, we think it's strange. People don't have these kinds of things. We think it's so commonplace that it's just something that we expect that we should have, and it's not. So it's important to take some time to write it out at night, I believe, to remind yourself what to be grateful for. And then by doing that, you expand your awareness of yourself, of your relationships, of the world around you, right? Of your life. I think it definitely opens up my eyes to the beauty around me and reminds me to be grateful. I think it definitely expands my consciousness, my awareness of the food that I'm eating, the water I'm drinking, the friends that I have, you know, the relationships that I have, the people in my family who love me, the roof over my head. It brings me more moments of pause throughout the day. So I look at things and think, I'm very grateful for this. I'm grateful for this moment where I can relax when I'm at the dining hall on my college campus, you know, hanging out with friends. I can relax. I don't have too much to worry about. And everyone's situations are different. I understand that. But I firmly believe, whoever you are, I believe that we can all find something in our lives to be grateful for. And you don't have to compare yourself to other people. You can be, it seems like a pretty common thing people say when we talk about practicing gratitude. But you don't have to compare yourself to other people. People do it a lot. They say, oh, you know, you don't have all these great things, but look, you have this. And that's way more than these people in these countries have. And that's true. It's effective. It helps. I do it sometimes. But that's not necessary to practice gratitude. You can simply be grateful, you know, for and appreciative of the things that you have without comparing yourself to other people. You can do it on your own. You know, you can look at the things around you and be like, I'm grateful for that, for the car I have and the bed I can sleep on at night, you know. And ask yourself, what would my life be like if I didn't have these things that I constantly take for granted every day? So those are the four components of my journaling sessions or my journaling entries. I start by reviewing my day. Then I go into how exactly I missed the mark today. And I'm precise about it. How I missed the mark today, how I can learn from that and be better for tomorrow. What I did well today, which I think is very important. You know, I take some time to praise myself, to congratulate myself for good things I'm doing for myself, things that I accomplished or achieved today, good things I did for other people, things I'm proud of myself for. And lastly, right, that was 3. Yeah. Lastly, what I'm grateful for expands my awareness. You know, I think it helps us be more appreciative, be more aware of our surroundings, of the life that we have, the beauty of life, the unexpected beauty of life. right? So that's why I journal. I hope you guys got some value from this video, and you can start trying it. It's very simple. It doesn't take me more than 10 or 15 minutes at night, and you don't have to do it at night. It can be in the morning. Regardless of how you do it, even if you just do it for 5 minutes or less every day, whether you do it with a computer or on your phone or writing it down on a notebook or a napkin or whatever, something you're doing to get your thoughts out onto the paper, out onto the screen. You can analyze them, analyze your day, and learn more about yourself, I think. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video.